Apparently, I like to watch 3 movies in 2 days. So I got Lars and the Real Girl, I Kill Giants, and The Conjuring 2. Lars and the Real Girl. Yes, that is Ryan Gosling. I probably spend the most amount of time talking about this movie because, spoilers, I crazy loved it. So, like I said, stars Ryan Gosling and Emily Motomir. Let's pretend I said that right. And the premise, I wrote it down, is a disillusioned young man strikes up an unconventional relationship with a girl he finds on the internet. So it's from 2007. Stop it. And yeah, it's so freaking good. I don't. It's the most wholesome freaking movie, and it's about loneliness and dealing with past trauma and depression and just like fear of the future. Like kind of, it's so. I cried. I cried so much during this movie. It's just like it's so heartwarming. You think things are gonna go so bad, and you just don't know where it's gonna go. And like I made so many sounds watching this movie because I'm just like scenes just get so tense, and you're just like, all right, is it gonna go this way? Is it gonna go this way? What's gonna happen? And like, if you're gonna watch any of the movies that I talk about, watch this one. It's so good. I will say though, I purposely kind of left out a little bit of the premise because I think it might be a more enjoyable experience if you kind of don't know exactly. There's a little bit of a twist to Lars and the Real Girl. It happens fairly early on. If you watch any of the trailers, I'm sure they spoil it. But like, I don't know. If you're a little conservative, you might get kind of conservative. You might get taken aback by it. But it's worth it. It's worth it to go through the whole experience. And like, it's it's a movie for everyone. It's such an important movie. It's so good. I can't believe I haven't watched this in the 13 years since it's come out. It's so damn good. If anyone has seen it and wants to talk about it, please hit me up in the DMs because I'm like, oh my god, it's so good, so good. Now on to I Kill Giants. So this actually ties into kind of Lars and the Real Girl. It's kind of a lonely kid who's kind of dealing with some past trauma stuff. This poster kind of makes it look a bit more fantastical than it really is. I mean, there are some fantastical bits, but having Harry Potter on here kind of makes it, kind of deceives you a little bit. It's not that fantastical. It's not like a big fantasy adventure. It's yeah. I thought it was okay. My big issue with this movie is basically that the main character, her, she is super unlikable. Like there's so many caring people in her life, and they're trying to help her every chance they get, but she just bites their heads off left and right, and it's just the meanest person to everyone when they're just trying to help. And like that's very realistic, but it's not an enjoyable experience to watch for 2 hours. I will say though that the best friend is incredible, and I love her so much. And then let's see, Zoe Zeltana's in Zeltan, so whatever, is also in this, and she does really good. And then Imogen Poots is also great in it. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about this. The Conjuring 2. I hate always having to talk about the last one because I have to sit on the floor in order to do it. Anyway, so this is the sequel to The Conjuring from 2013. Spoilers, I bet you couldn't have guessed that one. Um, I mean, I watched this because one of my best friends is like super into the Conjuring universe, and she's like, Charlie, you have to watch all the Conjuring movies. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. And she's like, do it. And I'm like, all right, fine, I'll do it. And so a year ago, I begrudgingly watched the first one and didn't really enjoy it. Even though it did get good reviews, I didn't like it. And then finally, I watched this one, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't really like it. It felt basically like a carbon copy of the first one, except instead of in the first one, it was the main husband was really worried about the wife dying, and then in the sequel, they flipped it, and now the wife is really worried about the husband dying. So you now gotta flip everything on its head. So crazy and different. I don't know. I didn't find it that interesting. I mean, it is set in England, so instead of wherever the first one takes place. So that's different, I guess. And there's more ghouls, I guess, in this. It really just felt like it was setting up a bunch of spin-offs, which it did do because The Nun originates in this one, and The Nun already has one movie and it's getting a sequel. And then the Rackety Man, I forget his name. Crooked Man, that one. He's getting his own spin-off at some point too. So I don't care. I don't care about it. It's so, I don't know. I just don't care. I did think the third act wasn't that bad, but still, meh. Too many jump scares. It's too many jump scares. That's what I hate about it. And they're bad. All right, and now for the list. What really blew me away is Lars and Real Girl got #1. Took the #1 spot from Train to Busan. It's because I got so emotional and it hit me in all the feels, and I love it so much. I want to watch it a million times and make everyone else watch it because it's just so good. Then I Killed Giants is all the way down at number 17. I still put it in the liked category because I did like it. If anything, like, really, if like they made the movie that poster looks like, I would have loved it. Or if they would have made the movie with the main character being likable, I would have loved it. But they didn't do either of those things, so I just liked it. All right, and then where are we at? And then The Conjuring 2, I just put as meh at number 18. Again, I don't like to put movies I just watched right next to each other, but it just kind of happened that way. So, yeah, we're at 24 now. Woo! Okay, that was going to be the end, but then I forgot I was going to say one more thing. There is a connection between I Kill Giants and The Conjuring 2, and that is the main kid in I Kill Giants is the main girl in Conjuring 2. That's all I'm going to say.